Hi, botanists! We're working with pollinators again today. To start out with, I want you to think about what a pollinator is and to tell a family member or tell a stuffy or tell your pet. But I want you to go ahead and start out with answering this question. What is a pollinator? What is their really important job? Okay. Let's look at this flower to help us remember. The really important job that pollinators have is to move pollen from the stamen or the male part of one plant to the pistil or the female part of another plant. So the pollen, when they're over here visiting and getting nectar and eating, drinking, the pollen gets on them, right? It's sticky and it gets on them. And then when they go visit another plant, that pollen can get here and get down in here, where then seeds can grow. And if seeds can grow, sometimes it's seeds and sometimes it's actually seeds inside a fruit, right? But if seeds are produced, then the plant can reproduce and a new plant can grow. Without pollinators, that's not possible. So pollinators are essential or really, really important for plants to reproduce. Yeah. Okay. So last time we learned about bees. Oh my gosh, are they incredible or what? There are so many interesting things to learn about bees. What was the fact that you put about bees in your book? I was just amazed. I learned so many new things about bees. It was incredible. Well, today we're going to learn about another really incredible pollinator, and it's the hummingbird. Oh, they're so amazing. So there's some videos for you to watch again about hummingbirds. So I want you to watch those and to jot down notes. You can use your whiteboard if you want to. This time when I was watching videos, I took my notes on a scrap piece of paper. That's another good place to take notes. And can you see that? Oh my gosh. Is that Silas writing or what? Look at how messy my handwriting was. Sometimes when I'm writing fast, I might just have some messy handwriting, and that's okay because there's times when it's okay for your handwriting to not be so neat, right? But there's most of the time when you're doing schoolwork or writing workshop, you want your letters to be really neat. Like, look, I was sharing these words with you, so I made these words really neat. But these notes that are just for me to look at, and I probably won't save this paper, it's okay for them to be a little bit messy. So you can use your whiteboard or a scrap paper, and you can write words or you can draw pictures. And what I want you to do is while you're watching those videos about hummingbirds, I want you to, when you hear something that's interesting, I want you to pause the video and either write it down with words or write it down with jot a picture. And you don't have to write the whole sentence. Let me give you an example. I learned from one of the videos how many times a hummingbird flaps its wings in a second, a tiny second. I learned it said that they flap their wings 80 times in a second. Can you imagine that? Seconds like that long. Can you imagine their wings flapped up and down 80 times in that amount of time? That's amazing. But I didn't write a hummingbird flaps its wings 80 times in a second. I didn't write all that. I wrote 80 times per second wings flap. Okay? So I didn't write the whole thing. And then I wrote they can hover. I learned that they can hover. That means it's just like a helicopter. You know how they can just stay in one spot? Most birds usually have to be moving, but a hummingbird can actually hover and stay in one place. Do you know how hummingbirds have got the name hummingbird? When they flap their wings really fast, what kind of sound do you think it makes? I'll give you a hint. Hummingbird. Yeah, when they flap their wings really, 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 really fast, it makes a humming sound. So they're called hummingbirds. That makes sense. And, something else I learned. I wrote here, can't walk or hop. I learned that their feet are not very strong. They have really delicate feet. And in one video, it said that they can't walk or hop, and in another one, it said that it's difficult. So maybe they can, but they just don't do it very often. Maybe it's not comfortable for them. So that's an interesting thing, that really whenever they want to get anywhere, how do you think they get there? If they're not walking or hopping there, flying. Yeah. Oh, I learned that they're the tiniest birds. Yeah, some of them are really, really, really small. They're the tiniest birds. Oh, and a really cool fact. I learned that they're the only birds that can fly forward and backwards. Whoa! They're amazing. So they have all these amazing things about them. That's not even considering the fact that they're pollinators, which is maybe the most amazing thing about them because they're so helpful to plants. Okay, so just like we did for bees, remember this book? Okay, so remember our book here with the flap book? So far we did the cover and we did a page about bees. Now we're going to do a page for hummingbirds. So what I want you to do is up at the top, I want you to write hummingbirds. And remember, that's a small space, so you're going to have to use tiny letters. And I also drew a picture of a hummingbird. Now, if you choose to just do one or the other, like just writing or just a picture, that's okay. And then I looked at my information that I gathered about hummingbirds and picked a fact to put on this page. I chose this one. Hummingbirds are the only birds that can fly backwards. And I drew a real careful picture. Look at my picture. Here's the hummingbird, and those arrows are showing that it can fly backwards. Okay, so you do not have to do the same fact as me. I want you to choose a fact that's interesting to you. Okay, so whatever fact you learn from the videos that is really just striking or just really resonates with you or feels super interesting or important, that's the fact I want you to pick. Okay, and you'll add that to your book about pollinators. Okay, so you have some videos to watch, some notes to jot down. Remember, it doesn't have to be perfect or even complete sentences. Quick notes, okay? So jot down notes and then do your book page. Okay. Have fun, botanists. I think you'll love learning about hummingbirds.